The world of automobiles is changing faster than at any point in its history, and Mercedes-Benz has found itself at the center of that transformation. As the global industry steadily pivots away from traditional internal combustion engines, electric vehicles have moved from being a niche curiosity to a strategic necessity. Governments are tightening emissions regulations, cities are planning low-emission zones, and customers are demanding cleaner, smarter, and more connected mobility. In response, manufacturers have been forced to rethink not only their drivetrains, but their entire approach to vehicle development, profitability, and long-term sustainability. Since around 2020, Mercedes-Benz pursued two parallel paths into the electric future. The first was the so-called Born EV strategy, represented by the EQE and EQS. These cars were designed from the ground up as electric vehicles, with dedicated platforms, unique proportions, and a radical design language that clearly separated them from their petrol and diesel counterparts. On paper, this was the purest expression of electric mobility. In reality, the approach proved to be more challenging. The design was polarizing, the costs were high, and the cars struggled to resonate with buyers in the intended segments. The second path was more pragmatic. Mercedes adapted existing ICE platforms to create electric versions such as the EQA, EQB, and EQC. These retrofitted EVs looked familiar, were easier to integrate into the lineup, and benefited from shared components. However, they too failed to truly ignite the sales charts. In many markets, demand was driven more by government incentives and regulations than by genuine consumer enthusiasm. Range limitations, charging infrastructure concerns, and pricing continued to be barriers. Running these two strategies in parallel was expensive. Combined with a slowdown in the Chinese market and broader economic headwinds, it contributed to a significant drop in Mercedes-Benz return on sales from 14.6% in 2022 to just 8.1% in 2024. The message was clear. The company needed a more intelligent, more integrated, and more financially sustainable approach to electrification. That realization led to the development of a new architecture known internally as MMA. This modular platform represents a fundamental shift in thinking. Unlike previous strategies, MMA is neither a pure-born EV platform nor a conventional petrol-first architecture adapted for electrification. Instead, it is designed from the ground up to support multiple drivetrains, with a clear bias toward electric versions. Hybrid powertrains will also be supported, likely aimed at markets such as the United States and select regions where infrastructure and customer preferences still favor combustion-based flexibility. What makes Mercedes' approach particularly bold is how it chose to introduce this platform. Rather than debuting it in a high-end flagship or a low-volume niche product, Mercedes launched MMA from the bottom up, starting with the new entry-level CLA class. Introducing brand-new technology at this end of the market is a brave move. Historically, many manufacturers prefer to test radical platforms in niche models before scaling them up. Volkswagen famously used the Scirocco to refine mechanical concepts before rolling them into the Golf. Mercedes, by contrast, has been deliberately coy about even naming the platform publicly, instead framing the new CLA as a holistic new approach that integrates everything the brand has learned. To communicate this shift, Mercedes-Benz invited around 300 journalists from around the world to Copenhagen, Denmark, during the first week of July. The city was not chosen by accident. Copenhagen recently topped the 2025 Happy City Index, thanks to a powerful combination of social cohesion, cultural vibrancy, environmental leadership, and intelligent infrastructure.